Welcome back to Beer Geeks Beer Reviews. Today I have my favorite out of them all so far, the Oktoberfest style beers, and what a beer. Now I've heard a ton of stories out there that a lot of people like this Oktoberfest style beer, and I enjoy it so much. My opinions may be a little biased in this review, only because of the fact that this is my go-to brewery, the BAM! Samuel Adams Oktoberfest beer. I love this beer. I like this beer. I've had it so much. I've actually had it all the way back to, I want to say, uh, I want to say my very first Oktoberfest was 96, 97. Um, yeah, don't ask. No, just, yeah, no. Anyway, let's pop it open, man. Get into this. Ooh, look at all that smoke that came out of it. That was nice. Ta 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 ta. Look at that. There you have it. Bam. Samuel Adams Oktoberfest. Love the cap. We'll be keeping that. Set that off to the side. Let's go ahead and get into this beer, man. I really do enjoy this beer. There we go. There we go. Make sure I get every little drop of that because I truly do enjoy this beer. Um, and I like it in this glass. Why? Bam. If you can see it, look at all the bubbles. Look at the bubbles. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. My bubbles. Nah. Anyway, as for a little of this, I do like the more information, the little story tidbits that Samuel Adams does up here on the top of the said bottle. Um, In 1810, Munich celebrated the wedding of their crown prince with a special beer. After 16 days, the party ended, but the tradition continues. Our version of the classic Oktoberfest lager blends 5 roasted malts for a rich, hearty, flavorful that is perfect for the season or whatever you're celebrating. I truly like that, man. I like the tidbit of information that they give you up there. It is, it's a story in its own, but whatever. Scoop that up there, and bam. Now, to me, out of every single one that I have reviewed up to this point, this is the most darkest. This is the darkest um, amber color slash rustic color that I have reviewed. Get into some dark. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Get in some light. There you go. Almost like inverted colors, like a photograph. But anyway, a nice, smooth, creamy top to it. That's what it looks like. It looks like a nice, smooth, creamy top. All the bubbles are nice, tight, small little bubbles packed around the top there. Um, got a vigorous stream of bubbles coming up from the etched bottom. And the smells are just very aromatic. You get a hint of just about everything. You get a hint of the roastiness, the hint of the breadiness, the hint of the biscuitiness. Um, you get it like a tinge of like a wet cardboard back note, and you do get a hint of hops there. I mean, you do know that the hops are there from the aromas. Earthiness, a little bit of like dark earth, very like down in the ground, kind of like if you think of fall itself. The season is changing, and then one thing that I really truly want to do is I want to go up and watch in a spot that I can watch the leaves change colors in a certain day or a certain week. Um, I would truly love to do that because it is just majestic and very beautiful. And I think this beer kind of captures that moment as of, you know, the end of summer, the beginning of fall, kind of the changeover. The way I say that is because of the fact that when we are used to a lot of the pilsners, the light lagers, even the IPAs, the double IPAs, the triple IPAs, and the more hopped up, fruitier beers during the summer and the later uh, months of spring. But when you come to this style of beer, it is very robust. It is very, um, how can I say this? Very earthy, very robust, very campfire-like. I could definitely see myself, chilling next to a campfire, with the family or whatnot, and just enjoying like a six-pack or a 12-pack of this throughout the evening or the day. Um, I could do that easily because this is just such a wonderful beer. Um, with that said, let me go ahead and get a taste of this and let you know if you haven't heard it, my side of the story. Gross. Cheers. And that is the reason why I like Sam Adams. Why? Because they don't do just one thing. I mean, a lot of people say that they do it, the stuff that they do is just very adequate or very safe or very minute. But I like them because of the fact that they meet you in the middle of the road. The reason why I'm saying this is because you get a little bit of everything. You get a little bit of the hops, you get a little bit of the malt, you get a little bit of the biscuity notes. Each and every bit of flavor is there. I mean, you got a little bit of spice note, you got a little bit of, malty breadiness going on there. You got a little bit of a caramel note. You got a little bit of earthiness. You got, just that hint of like just a small hint of like a little pininess or bitterness. It's very very small in the back note. You got a little bit of sweetness going on there. I don't know what else to say about this beer. It's the way I say this is because, like I said, it might be a little bit of biased on my account, but I hold this as my true number one Oktoberfest for that reason. Because it meets it in the middle of the road. It doesn't do one thing better than another. It doesn't do, anything that sticks out, from all the hundreds of Oktoberfest different styles of beer that's out there nowadays. But it is a one to turn back to. When I talk to some of my friends that do drink craft beer, and nowadays when it gets into the Oktoberfest style of beers, um, the one thing that they ask me, when is Oktoberfest coming out? When's it coming out? We haven't seen it yet. Well, here it is. For the fans of Samuel Adams, Prost, cheers. Here it is, Oktoberfest. And for the people who don't, I mean, I don't know. Each and every palate is different, but you're missing it. You're just missing out. I don't know if it's just because your palate has over, vamped with hops, or, you think, because they're mass produced nowadays that they're no longer a craft beer company, but yet they are. Um, I love this beer. This is one of my favorite beers from their company. Um, it's next to none except for the Boston Lager, in my opinion. But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and drink the rest of this and get up out of here. Prost, cheers, comment, rate, subscribe, and do not whatsoever drink and drive, man. If you had one, you're still going to get picked up, so don't do it. Sit, chill, have another one, and call your peeps. Tell them, hey, I've had one too many, I need a ride. Call a taxi, they'll come pick you up. Just ask the bartender. Be like, hey, man, I've had one too many. Can I leave my car here? I'll come pick it up later. There ain't no shame in that. At least you can come back the next day and get your car. Man, deuce. Peace. See y'all later.